her statement. And I'll give the floor to the representative of Indonesia, Djani.
Mr. President, I should like to start by thanking you, the Special Coordinator Nikolai Mladenov, for your valuable briefing. And like others, allow me to take this opportunity on behalf of my government as well as myself to extend my delegation's appreciation for all the work you have done, Nikolai, for your tireless efforts, and of course, your work in trying to pursue peace in the Middle East, despite a wide variety of challenges that are being faced. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Now, Mr. President, this is the 16th quarterly report on the implementation of Resolution 2334 submitted to this Council. And sadly, we find little progress between the first and the one in front of us today. The many elements that hindered the peace process remain relatively the same. It is about the continuing settlement expansion, increase in demolitions, worsening settler violation, and the humanitarian situation, civilian casualties, and the absence of direct and credible negotiation between the parties. Resolution 2334 remains the last major achievement of the Council on the question of Palestine. Once sought to be a major breakthrough, we are reminded today that in the 4 years of its adoption, nothing has truly changed, especially for the Palestinian people. I have high hopes when I joined the Council 2 years ago, but I am saddened that there are no progress, but on the contrary, there are regression. People are still dying in the Palestinian territory. We are still seeing many issues of violation of the resolution, as well as many issues that are coming to be more saddening for all of us. Now, against this backdrop, allow me to convey the following points. First, the urgent needs to create a positive momentum for the peace process. In Resolution 2334 of 2016, the Security Council, I quote, calls upon all parties to continue in the interest of promotion of peace and security, to exert collective efforts to launch credible negotiation, intensification, and acceleration of international and regional diplomatic efforts, unquote. Indonesia welcomes and reiterates its support of President Abbas' call to convene an international conference in early 2021. We are, of course, encouraged by the report of the Secretary General, particularly the efforts of the Foreign Minister of Jordan, Egypt, France, and Germany in trying to jumpstart the peace process as reported. All efforts and initiatives should be directed toward ensuring Palestinian rights and in implementing the two-state solution as the only way to bring a sustainable peace to the region. More importantly, we remain hopeful for the continued intra-Palestinian reconciliation talks and stress the importance of unity among Palestinians to create a conducive and inclusive environment for the peace process. Our hope that in 2021, there might be a new beginning, there might be more jump-starting of the peace process, and there are momentum toward reaching a two-state solution. Second, any violation must have consequences. The resolution also clearly states that, I quote, the establishment by Israel of settlements in the Palestinian territory occupied since 1967, including East Jerusalem, has no legal validity, I repeat, no legal validity, and constitute a flagrant violation under international law, unquote. As such, the message is clear. Those that speak the English language knows very well the message is quite clear. We call upon the international community to demand accountability and ensure that any violation have consequences. If we ever truly wish for a just and lasting peace in the Middle East, we simply cannot allow a culture of impunity to prevail. We in the Council continue to resort to this point of impunity, while on this particular case, we have not done our job. We strongly urge the Israeli authorities to immediately and completely cease all settlement activities and to fully respect international law. The third point is that the obligation of the occupying power. As vaccines for COVID-19 continue to become available, we would like to remind Israel of its obligation as the occupying power under international law to protect the life and safety of the Palestinian population, particularly in providing the much-needed vaccine. The international community should also continue to extend its support to the Palestinians and leave no one behind, including support to UNRWA. Mr. President, as this is Indonesia's last meeting in the Council on the question of Palestine, allow me to conclude by quoting our first President Sukarno. I quote, "As long as the freedom of Palestine has yet to be returned to the Palestinians, then it will forever be for Indonesia to stand in defiance against the occupation by Israel." Unquote. It was true then, it is true now, and it will remain true for the future. Until the Palestinian people are no longer denied their legal and inalienable rights to create a sovereign and independent state, we will continue to fight for their cause. Although we no longer sit in the Council next year, we can assure you that Indonesia will always extend its unequivocal support and solidarity to the Palestinian people. And we will remain steadfast and unyielding in our support for the Palestinian cause. Kita tidak akan pernah menyerah untuk perjuangan Palestina dan untuk kebenaran. The translation as simple as this: we will continue to fight for the Palestinian cause. It is holy and just, and it is the right thing to do. I hope the Council in the future will continue to do the right thing. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Indonesia for his statement, and I give the floor